Friday Night Blitz is brought to you by Rock Oil Refining and Sweetwater Spirits and Resorts. Your Blitz starts now.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. I'm Saul Meyer, and just like when Thanos got all of the Infinity Stones and erased half of the population, it seems like all of our teams that we cover are slowly fading away. And that is my partner and also a fellow Marvel fan, Serenity Douglas.
An absolutely marvelous joke, Saul.
Hilarious.
About as marvelous as Tomahawk's volleyball team. But it was a good joke.
Absolutely. And about Tomahawk's volleyball team, I've heard they had been on an absolute tear lately, going through everyone they could and have been on a potential state-bound run. Could we see that? You know, why don't you tell us a little bit more about that team?
Well, they are called the Hatchets, and this team revolves around one last name, and that's Scholes. Megan is the team leader, kills, blocks, and aces, and her sister, twin sister, Mackenzie, is the team leader in assists. The Souls, especially Megan, have been dominating the court for a while now.
I started playing club volleyball in 5th grade, and then coming into middle school, I started playing volleyball for school.
Megan grew up in a home where Madison volleyball was watched on a regular basis, so it sparked her interest.
I was kind of just okay with volleyball all throughout middle school, and then when I came into high school and got to play with like some seniors and some really great players is when I decided that I really love volleyball and I really wanted to continue playing volleyball.
Because Megan is 6'3", she was played as the middle.
The middle hitter is normally the tallest person on the court, and you stand right in the middle of the front of the net, and your main focus is to block. The hitter's on the other side of the net. You kind of try to block every ball, and on the rare occasion we get set, which is very fun.
With Tomahawk coming into this match-off as the #1 seed, I asked Megan if she feels the pressure going into the game.
Honestly, not really. You would think that there would be lots of pressure like for our team, especially because we didn't really expect the #1 seed. But every time we play, I kind of just forget about all the rankings and who's on the other side of the court. It's just playing volleyball in practice and playing with the team, and all the pressure kind of falls away.
So what's Megan's secret to having no nerves?
I really try to calm my mind when I'm playing volleyball. I really try to focus and let other things fall away. Just focus on like the passers in the back row and my sister Mackenzie when I think about what she's thinking about, like what's going on the other side of the court and what I can do to change the outcome of the next ball.
Tomahawk will take on Xavier tomorrow in the sectional championships in Waupaca.
And that's not the only Northwoods team one win away from state. The Mercer Tigers are trying to win their first state title since 2001. Mercer handled rival Prentice in 5 sets yesterday. Now they face a familiar opponent, McDonald Catholic, who ended Mercer's postseason run last year. Now it's win and you're in against McDonald.
We know everything we need. Coach has taught us everything that we need to know. We just need to apply it to our playing, and we have to come out strong, and we have to hit. That's the only way we can win, is our hitting.
Mercer takes on McDonald at Merrill High School tomorrow at 7 p.m. There will be fan buses leaving Mercer High School at 4:45. All right, now it's time for some football. Serenity, our ace sports reporter, went on yet another one of our featured games this week.
That's right, Saul. Thank you for boasting me a little bit. But we love us some 8-man football, and Leona Wabena has a chance to make a deep run in the playoffs. They took on Lena St. Thomas Aquinas. Both Lena St. Thomas Aquinas and Leona Wabena came into this game 8-2 overall. Now, starting in the first quarter, neither team was able to score. But let's talk about this forced fumble caused by Hunter Cronauer and scooped up by Brady Shepard. The Rebels will have the ball. Leona Wabena is known for their air raid style offense and little play action pass, and it gets picked off by Sam Marquardt. The Titans steal it back. But moving on to the second quarter. All right, y'all, let's try to get on the board. Marquardt makes it happen, diving into the end zone, making it 6-0, and the Titans are up. They try to go for 2, but the Rebels' defense is all over it. But what a change of events. Leona Wabena comes back in the second half and wins it 20-8. All right, let's talk some area scores. Cadet traveled to Stratford in hopes of moving on to the next round of the playoffs, but unfortunately lost 0-42. Stratford moves on to play Grantsburg. Moving on, Onalaska hosted Medford and won 42-12. Number 1 Onalaska will play off with number 3 Rice Lake next Friday. Wausau West was unfortunately knocked out of the playoffs, losing to Bayport 14-35. Bayport will play Appleton North next.
That Leona-Wabeno game was pretty intense, I would say. Maybe more in the second half. So I think I might need a little break after that one.
Right.
What about you, Serenity?
That's right, Saul. I know we only did one game of highlights, but we'll have the rest coming to y'all right after the break. Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. We've already covered some great games, but we're not done yet.
That's right, Serenity. Mosinee dominated the GNC this year and said they wanted to make a deep run in the playoffs. Well, now's their chance. Let's see if they did it. Now, it might not be Halloween yet, but that didn't stop the student section from dressing up and looking scary. You know what else is scary? Rice Lake secondary. Abremski with the play action pass, running a vertical route, and that ball is tipped and intercepted. Rice Lake takes over. Ensuing possession, Rice Lake goes triple option and decides to hand it off to their fullback and bulldozer, Easton Stone, and he powers his way into the end zone for the first score of the game. But Abremski and Mosinee bounced back. He hits Keegan Jerschley on a screen right here, and Jerschley uses his speed to run around the defense and takes it in for 6 to cut the lead to just 8. But sadly for Mosinee, that wasn't enough. Rice Lake goes on to win this one 42-34.
Now to some 8-man football. Newman Catholic taking on Gilman. First quarter, Newman's Tom Bates takes the handoff here, gets a few blocks, powers ahead, and finally gets taken down at the 15. Then quarterback Connor Cratch is going to keep it for himself. He runs it into the end zone, untouched. Newman up 7-0. Then Cratch is going to make a play on defense as well. Gilman throws it up. This pass, but an incredible interception by Cratch. He did what? Now Newman back on offense. Cratch fakes a run to the left and drops a dime to Eli Gostinson. This one was all Newman. They win 48-14.
All right, back to Marathon County for our next game between Spring Valley and those Edgar Wildcats. Let's jump into the second quarter right here of this game. Edgar's triple option fakes out the cameraman, and Jace Applefleck runs down the sideline, tackled on a few more yards after that. A few plays later, Carter Buck gets the ball, and he's beating and banging his way in for 6. The first score of the game. 2-point conversion was good, and it's 8-0 Wildcats. Later on in the second quarter, Spring Valley looking for some offense. They're going to throw it deep, but that ball is going to be intercepted. Check this out, the tip to himself, holding it in. Edgar wins this one 15-8.
Back to some area scores. We have Marshfield losing to River Falls 21-36. This ends the Tiger season. They've had a great season so far, finishing with a record of 8-4. Auburndale traveled to Mondevo and lost 20-7. Mondevo will play Marshall next week. Assumption loses to Black Hawk Warren in Illinois 9-16. So the Black Hawk Warren will move on to the next round of the playoffs.
And one more game score for y'all. Colby actually won their game against a number 1 seed St. Croix Falls 28-0. Well, that's all the time we got for the Blitz tonight. Be sure to tune in every week at 10 o'clock, although this may or may not be our last week of the Blitz. We'll see.